hope my voice holds out, or maybe you'll hope it doesn't. What do we have, first of all, who's gonna take the mic? Devin, what you got?
Sure. We still have just a few departments that we needed to go back over, the 2s, 3s, and 4s.
We're getting a little feedback in here.
No. Yep, we just need to adjust it.
That is one that we skipped.
What number is it?
I'm not seeing a title on this that I'm looking at up here. Is this the sheriff?
It's the
It's
sheriff,
sheriff,
yes.
yeah.
Location 5. And we're just looking at the 2s, 3s, and 4s. You don't need to look at the series 1s yet. In the notes where it says it's reflected in the lit public safety, it's been advertised at a county general and also in the lit public safety, so in 2 spots. So you guys can decide if you want to pay it out of county general or in lit public safety.
Judy, what's your recommendation on that?
I would say that we continue to pay out of lit public safety since it's an approved cost, saving under
Okay.
county general.
Have any questions?
And your
Stephen?
lit
Oh, what?
handouts that I had given you, it does list in lit public safety what exactly is paid out of there. Mostly the supplements to sheriff. Instead of paying out of county general, we take these and pay them out of lit public safety.
Any questions? You guys have any questions?
I don't think here. I'm looking just a couple more things.
Looks like fuel went up, vehicle repair. Group insurance, which is common. Perf. And of course, salaries because of what going to, were they part of the midpoint last year? Or were they different? Yeah.
Larry, pull your mic just a little closer if you'd be kind enough.
Yes, ma'am. It doesn't look like there's anything that's, it looks reasonable to me.
Is there a line on there that shows us the difference between last year and this year's request? Am I,
If you look at the very last column, it is your total budget. So you have your 2026 adopted budget, but then you have any additional appropriations or any encumbrances that happened in 26, and then that last column will show you the total, so the sum between those two.
I think we're getting a low end rumble.
I'll turn that off.
All right, so let's just take gasoline, for instance. Gasoline says published budget 363, required budget 330, adopted budget 250.
So the request for this year is 330.
Mhm.
What we advertised is 363. we have to advertise 10% higher on the 2s, 3s, and 4s, so you're gonna see a difference there. Last year, we adopted 250, but it looks like maybe some adjustment was made for a transfer, 1,732, for a total, as of right now, 251,732 is where they sit.
And not that it's relevant to this conversation, but I'm just curious, do we know, are they gonna have enough money to make it through the end of this year, or are they gonna need to come back in?
I believe I was told they probably would have to come back in,
Okay,
but they have not made a formal request as of yet.
copy. All right, thank you.
They are coming in September. Yeah. I did get one from Derek Fell on gasoline.
You did get one?
Yes,
Okay.
for September, they're gonna come before you.
Okay. Thank you. I'm good, Vicky, when you guys are good.
Okay, we'll move to,
So do you want those items moved to lit public safety
okay.
that we can move? Okay.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, so you guys want to remove the other supplies for 8,320, contractual services, 1,110,000 out of contractual services, personal protection equipment, 18,000, vehicles, 260,000, equipment new, 32,000, system hardware, 185,300, and radio equipment, 65,000 to be moved into lit public safety.
And just to clarify, there's how much in that lit account, and is everything that I assume, I don't need to ask this question since it's on there, but we do know that it's legal to do all that? Okay. And what was in that account, that particular account?
You got that.
Yeah, I know. But I know you're gonna find it quicker than me.
No, you weren't. They're in your email, so I printed it out for you. As of July 31st, there was 2.4 million. But it needs to be noted that we have been cutting into the cash balance of that fund. Because that's where we reimburse county general 2.1 million for the jailers, as that's an approved.
Okay, so if we were to move all of this, is that gonna have a large enough negative impact on that account that we're gonna have issues covering the other commitments that it has?
By my estimates, at the end of '26, if all the appropriations are spent and no more additionals are done through the end of the year, that fund will sit on 3.2 million at the end of the year. But it took a hit because we did the towers out of it also.
Right.
We cut in, I think I had a little synopsis that tells you about that. We have been cutting in a little bit each year to the cash balance.
And so when you say by the end of the year, you're talking about the end of this year?
Into '26, yes.
So I guess my question is, for next year in '27, do we have an anticipation as to how much other monies are gonna come out of that account? And are we going to be able to pull this off where we also take everything here out of it, along with everything else that we might be taking out of there?
You'll need to look at that when we go into lit, public
Okay.
safety and see what is in it, because just like EMA requested radios.
Right.
Radios can be paid out of lit public safety and not county general.
Okay, so.
So you'll need to look at that as a whole, because you can always come back and throw something back into county general. Just because you're approving it right now, you can go back and make changes once you look at the lit public safety.
Okay, so you're saying even if we said right now, yes, let's pull it out of lit, we go and we figure out, hey, there's just not enough in lit to do this, we can still go back to county general and say, hey, let's pull it out here because it's been advertised.
It's been advertised
Okay.
in both, so you have up until the adoption date to fuddle around with either of them.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Do you need a motion to adopt this? Or I don't know where you guys have been doing on this stuff. Are you
She's just been making a favorable or unfavorable
Yeah.
recommendation on the 2s, 3s, and 4s so far.
Okay.
Do you have any more questions?
I'm good when you guys are.
Okay, motion to adopt this, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
I do feel like we need to go back to EMA
Okay.
because we did approve it. And if you wanted to move those radios for the time being to lit public safety, because it was
Do that.
approved to be paid out of county general.
So my humble opinion is anything that we can legally and we have the money to do it, if we're not going to overextend the account next year, we should try to pull from those accounts. Obviously, first and foremost, we have to be legal, and second would be, we don't know for sure how much money's coming out of that account next year, so I just want to make sure that we're not overextending ourselves in that.
You want-
And it was $68,000, and that was for the full contract, I believe.
Yeah.
So they were just gonna pay it all
But-
off.
But I'm good with that if you guys are.
So someone want to recommend that we pull it out of county general and put it to lit public safety, the EMA radios?
I'll make that recommendation, sure.
Okay. Okay, make the motion and then we'll. just
I
go
make the
ahead.
recommendation that we pull the radios out of general and we put it to the lit, providing, A, that it's legal, and B, that the funds are available next year to do that.
There would be no reason for that to not be legal, would there at all?
Yeah, I'm
No,
sure it's,
I
I'm sure
looked
it's
it up.
legal, but I
Legal. Yeah,
just
just-
want
I
to put
did
that in there.
Okay.
I looked it up.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
And then I believe the last one in county general that we needed to review was weights and measures.
Bless you.
I believe the question on that was the payroll salaries, which we weren't even talking about yet, but they made a note that he never got a raise in 25 or 26, and the reason being is because he was already at midpoint. He was already making more than what the salary scale would have been. And then the contractual services, $1,000. Due to the growing number of gas stations, he's wanting to contract other people to help.
Which they do that, they have done that in the past, I believe.
The only time I remember him doing it was when Mark Bird was retiring and he was coming in so they
Yeah.
could train. I do
Yeah.
remember that, but
Yeah.
So are you saying, is there you said that somebody mentioned they didn't have a raise. Are they requesting a raise?
there was just a notation, no raise in 25 or 26, so Devin and I went back and looked, and it was because he was already
He was
at
already
the
at midpoint?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And he wants $1,000 in contractual service for that extra person to fill in for him.
So who currently does that extra service?
No one. The inspector does all of them.
And I'm not familiar enough with this particular job to know whether or not it makes sense to have an extra contractual service, or if that's something that that position should be able to do. Is there
Well,
anyone
they
here
get
more
pretty-
educated than me?
They get pretty busy. I mean, they've done it over, in the past, they've had it, as I recall, they've had it, most years, actually.
Okay. Does the auditor's office have any input? Like, does anybody have any history there?
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do that.
Should or should not?
Should not.
Okay.
I think it's a legitimate ask.
Okay.
Okay, and ask for a motion to approve.
And I'm going to be honest, I'm torn on this one because if it is for a new position,
It's not a new position, it's just a temporary.
Contract.
It's just
that
a
right?
part-time guy, it's just a guy that
Yeah, he's just contract.
fills in.
okay.
It's not a position.
He works, when they get really busy, that it's,
All right, I guess I'll make that motion.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is approved.
Would you like to move on to the lits, or would you like to go over the salaries for all of these departments?
Let's move on, want to move on to the list, or what do you want to do?
Whatever you guys want to do. I'm here for the,
We gotta do them both, so whatever you wanna start with.
Pick one, we don't care.
Okay. Unfortunately. Let's go ahead and start with the salaries. So we're gonna look at adult probation.
And then you might want to have your little handy dandy sheet that I gave you last time about the positions. One you put in your mailbox.
I do have that. Thank you.
It's probably the only thing, I was gonna say color coded.
So what am I looking at on the screen versus what am I looking at here?
So on the screen here, we have adult probation. You're gonna be looking at the series 1, so the payroll, FICA perf insurance, if anybody has part-time or overtime. We had a few ask on that. Judy put together this sheet for us. These are the requests that came in. So you have RISE, mental health, CASA, adult probation. Those are grant positions that are being asked to be transferred into county general. And then you have new positions requested for county general through the public defender, sheriff, and area planning. And then at the bottom, you have grade changes to the county general, surveyor department, clerk, deputy prosecutor, and then the tax supervisor in the auditor's office. So this is just a little cheat sheet to show you how much the salary impact is gonna be with FICA, perf, and insurance. So whenever we get to these departments, we'll refer to this, just so
Copy
you
that.
guys have a snippet.
Okay.
Adult probation is one.
I'm sorry.
The adult probation is one that is asking for a position into county general because their grant for that they were paying one of their probation officers
So
is cut for 27.
And if memory serves me correctly, is this the one where, did they eliminate, is this the one that like 40% is being paid by the state? This is not
That's
that one.
public defender.
That's public defender, okay.
I was thinking that police station.
All right, so I am personally a no on new positions for this year, short of if they found a way to fund it through a different source.
I'll second that.
Can we do these one by one? Do you think? As they come up?
I think maybe you ought to address it when you're going through the department.
That's what I'm
With each
thinking.
department, yeah.
Let's do it.
So right now, there's just the one position, is that correct? Okay.
Anything else on this, Judy, that would be of note? On adult probation?
On the one, yeah.
No, just,
I think their salaries are set by the state, aren't they?
yeah.
Are you looking for a motion, or what are you looking for?
Yeah, I just would, so there's nothing else on here other than request for an additional employee. I'll entertain a motion.
I would make a motion that we accept what is on the screen that is from prior, but not create the new position.
So I have a motion to accept the, everything except deny the additional employee. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The additional employee is denied. Okay.
So now we're looking at area planning, and they have also asked for a new position that's on your sheet. You'll also see, I mean, if you're looking at the total, so just remember that we also put in that contractual service. You're fine.
Sorry, go ahead and repeat that.
The contractual service that's in there is going to throw off your number. It's going to be a lot higher than what you see from previous year, just because of that contractual service that they asked for the scanning file to be added in as a request.
Yep, I remember that.
Is-
Okay.
And is that person to scan the files with,
No, this
No.
would be a new general planner.
okay.
I just wanted to point that out because, Steve, it is a little bit higher than last year, so.
They've got a pile of stuff to scan, big time.
They did give you 2 quotes. We just put in the higher quote for the advertisement purpose of it, but yeah, just looking at the series ones, that's gonna reflect a new general planner.
So on the Series 1s, if I'm reading this correctly, there's nothing major there. The only thing would be whether or not we're creating a new position.
Correct.
If you want a motion, I'll give you a
Okay,
motion.
I entertain a motion.
I will make a motion that we accept the Series 1s, but do not create a new position.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes.
Sorry, I'm multitasking.
Nope, you're fine. Mark, did you have anything we need to cover today, or are you just here as a visitor? Okay.
You must be
Thank you.
bored today.
Well, our one visitor that we had earlier didn't make it to the start of the meeting and decided
Conversation
it was
was
boring
boring.
enough.
All right, the next one's the assessor.
Now, if we don't pass his budget, our property taxes are gonna go up. I hope you know that.
Mine already did. I'll make a motion. I see no major changes here. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so I'll make a motion to accept it as it sets.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
The next one is the auditor, and this is where the auditor has asked for a grade change on his tax supervisor from a grade 9 to a 10.
That just brings her up to other supervisors in the building. That's why they ask.
And
We
he also-
understand that if we don't pass this, then our life gets complicated, so.
Well, I'm not gonna say your taxes aren't gonna go up then either.
He has also additionally asked for a stipend for 3 positions. Each of them would be $2,500.
Larry, would you explain that? Stephen was not here when you
Yeah,
talked about that.
so, this is not for me. This is for, the position of financial supervisor, financial coordinator, and chief deputy. For their efforts with, budgets and/or FOIA requests, and many other things that they do throughout the year. I think we give stipends for less around here.
I'm going to speak up on this one. I need somebody to educate me on when and why we give a stipend versus when and why we do a pay grade change and the logic behind each.
Well, a pay grade change, in my opinion, would probably be more.
Cost more, you mean?
Yeah. And then a stipend, of course, is, well, also my understanding, you weren't real happy with pay grade changes this year.
Yeah, I've stated since the beginning, I'm against stipends, pay grade changes, and new positions for this particular year. because of what we did last year. Having said that, I still would like to get educated, because I'm not sure that I understand, and maybe this is more of a question for the ladies that have been on longer than myself. And maybe we need to have a policy as a county as to when we are going to look at somebody for a pay grade change. In my mind, I'm just speaking out loud here. If I'm hired for 35 hours a week and I do things that are required of me for those 35 hours a week, whether I'm doing this set of task or this set of task or this set of task, at the end of the day, I'm working my 35 hours a week or 40 or whatever it is. And so my question is, at what point does it justify saying, hey, I deserve higher pay because my task is harder or my job is harder? And how do we quantify that? Because otherwise, we're just going out and we're giving raises to people who we like, or people that we think, that maybe we speak to more often or whatever. How do we be fair about this?
We had 24 employees in this office before I got here. We have 13 or 14 now. And our responsibility level has drastically increased.
All right, so if I'm understanding you correctly, you had 24 people prior to you taking office.
Not last year, but I'm saying this office at one time had 24 people.
At one time,
22, I'm sorry.
22.
in 22.
It has been reduced, and just out of curiosity, how did that get reduced and why?
I don't know that answer.
Okay, do either of you know?
It's risen over the years.
Okay,
And, some of the offices, some of the work moved to other offices and so forth.
okay.
You want to table this and investigate that?
I would love for us to, I would love for us, and I've said this before, I would love for us to come up with an actual policy so that we know when it is and what criteria are we looking for?
Or a rationale presented with this.
Right, right. And I'm not even saying that we should vote against this or for it. I'm saying truly, there are other people who are asking for stipends this year, if I understand correct. And there are other people who are asking for position grade changes. If we simply had a policy that makes sense, that we can say, does it match the criteria or does it not match the criteria? I know one person that was wanting either a stipend or a pay grade change was is his name Corey? The guy that does the website where he
Yes.
puts all the maps and everything on there?
And surveyors.
Surveyor, okay. So, heck, that's something very few of us could go sit down and do. So
Exactly.
that's a very specialized task. But at the same time, we don't have a policy as a county that says, yes, because this position meets this criteria. Whether it is a pay grade change or it is a stipend, and how are we going to distinguish between the two? Maybe that's something we get together and we start talking about and say, hey, how do we make a set of rules that we can, these parameters are what a person has to fall into to justify a stipend or and from that point on, there's never an opinion decision being made. It's, does it meet the criteria or does it not? That's my humble opinion, because otherwise, if you asked me to vote yes or no on this, I know all the people getting the stipend, my vote would be yes. I like all of them, I see how hard they work. But we can't vote out of
Other
emotion,
people
we
you
have to
don't
vote.
know.
Huh?
Other people you
There are
don't
people
know.
I don't know, and I'd be less likely because, and that's not fair to those people.
If I may,
Sure,
and this is no reflection on the council,
yeah.
but you had a position with a person that handled all your information, gave you all your, well, we're still doing that, plus doing our other work also. And we continually give you information when requested.
Right, administrator.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, and then the FOIA requests have really started to
Okay.
significantly increase.
So that's the most logical statement I've heard so far, all right? They have picked up more tasks because we have saved the county by eliminating our position. So maybe not necessarily eliminating, but by not having it filled at the moment. Maybe there becomes a rule that says, look, anytime the council chooses not to have an administrator, that warrants a stipend to the auditor's office to pick up those extra tasks, because they are now picking up those extra duties because we've chosen not to fill that spot.
Okay, in their defense, before, when they had all those people, we didn't have an administrator. When did the administrator start, Judy, over the council?
Oh, years ago.
There was an administrator here when I got here 10 years ago.
And that,
And
But then for quite a while, we didn't have one.
we
Yeah,
had
and
quite a
then-
while, because
then
they
for like
handled
2
it all.
years,
4
2
years.
years,
You see
it
what
got
I
put
mean?
Right, right.
back
And
on our
then
office.
we got one, and it started diminishing.
But the administrator, that's a minuscule part of requests for stipends. I mean, that's just one office.
No, I get it, that's just one office. I totally get that.
And if I could go just a little further, when we go to conference, we go to, gosh, about five conferences a year, I think. We bring back, in my opinion, invaluable information to the county. And that's how we learn about what's changing with tax laws and with finance laws. I mean, SB 1, I mean, that's been a bear. So, we're trying to keep you guys in the loop. We're trying
Sure.
to give you all the information we possibly can, and we're glad to do that.
Right.
But it's a lot of work. It's not just something we just,
The legislature puts more.
yeah, and it's continuously changing.
So educate me on this. So here's what I would say. I would say there are probably several departments that would make the same argument. The commissioners go to training, the surveyor's office or whoever, yeah, everybody goes to training. So I don't know that in and of itself justifies it. Now,
It's just one of the,
I get it.
Bullet
But-
points.
But let me ask you this. When people go to training, are they compensated anyway for leaving their families? Not just you guys, in the whole entire county. Are people compensated for leaving their families and going away for a couple of days? Because you're not just putting in the day's worth of work, but you're also gone during that evening overnight.
yes, we are.
Okay, and how is that compensated? I'm just curious to educate myself.
Judy, what is that? Per night?
You get your 7 hours day pay, whether you're
Here or
5 hours or you're 12 hours, with your travel and
And that-
everything, and you get your per diem per day.
Okay, so you get a per diem for leaving and
Meal,
going.
Yes, for meals, yes.
Food and so on.
Meals,
Okay, but the per diem then covers meals.
right.
Is it enough to cover
Actually. it
the
doesn't-
fact that you're
it
gone
doesn't cover
overnight
me.
and away? So let me give you an example. Maybe somebody has children and they have to hire someone to watch their children overnight because they're leaving for training, or the fact that,
It doesn't cover that,
okay.
doesn't cover that.
And do people in general have a choice as to whether or not they go to these trainings, or is it mandated, hey, this is part of your position, you have to go?
Well, in our office, it really has to be a financial person and a tax person, because they're two separate entities in our office.
Mhm.
And I will be one to tell you that 10 years and I can't tell you a whole lot about tax, because it's its own beast. So you do need, and your auditor and your chief deputy, unless they are going to go and bring back all the information, to give.
We know our regular duties, and we're happy to fulfill those.
Right.
There are just several things I think that they do above and beyond, that, in my opinion, warrant this conversation.
And I'm not negating
I
that.
get
I'm just
it.
saying there
It's
are
fine.
several
It's your choice.
department, I don't want it to be my choice or their choice. I want it to be a policy. I want to have a structured, this should never be an opinion decision. This should be, it meets the criteria or it doesn't meet the criteria. Otherwise, we find ourselves playing favorites. So,
You would be our favorites.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
So, I think he's for sure made one particular point that in my opinion, justifies it, and that is that we did do away with the administrator. Those extra duties do now fall on his office, and he now has to delegate them, and who he delegates them to is up to him. To me, that would, but again,
That should be a salary
It-
adjustment, as a matter of fact.
well, maybe not, because next year there may be an administrator, and now you've raised their salaries and you've got an administrator. So in that particular instance, perhaps not. So how do we figure out when and why somebody gets a pay grade jump, and when and why does somebody?
This is like a piece of bubble gum stuck to your hand.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, can we have this conversation legally, not live, at some point, so we can literally sit here and just brainstorm it and figure out how to do it? Or is that violating open door?
You're making government too complicated. Of course, we can have this conversation.
All right, so let's come back to this,
It's fine.
and let's have a conversation about what type of
Stipends.
criteria for stipends and what type of criteria for pay grade changes.
Yep.
Okay, we will come back to this.
So on the pay grade changes, that's one of the things we're gonna have a conversation about also, on tax?
We will see if we can come up with criteria that makes sense.
Okay, all right.
Alrighty.
So any pay grade then, we wouldn't go over today. Pay grade changes until we make that decision.
My general consensus is a pay grade change is a no, but if we
Okay.
come up with a policy and it meets the criteria, then we revisit it. That's my humble opinion. There are two of you that can I mean, I'm one of three, so I'm just a voice that's talking.
Yeah, I will
Sounds-
say, we don't have a lot of time as far as
Yeah.
that.
Well,
That's-
and
And
so.
I'm not rushing you, I'm
No,
just
I
saying.
understand,
You
I
have
understand.
time.
All right, what's next? Sorry.
Building
Then
inspector.
you have the building inspection office.
Anything change? Any major changes, any request?
No.
Okay, with no major changes, no major request, I'll make a motion to accept it as it sits.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Motion is approved.
This is building maintenance. I don't think we have any salaries out of this one. No, yeah, we do. Sorry. Sorry.
Didn't he ask for overtime and stuff?
Yes.
Is it on this sheet?
No, because it's not a grade change or a position change.
Okay.
He's asked for an additional 20,000 to his overtime budget, so it would make a total of 43,000. It's that second line down. It is, it's at requested 43,000 overtime salaries.
It's in there. That's reasonable.
I was like, don't scare me, I changed it.
Entertain a motion to approve this budget.
Quick question, if they don't use those extra salaries, does it simply just go back?
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The motion, or the budget is approved. I think they're having a square dance at the entrance to the building. No.
All right, we have the clerk is next. This is also, it has a grade change in it. I believe it was for bookkeeper, if I believe. Okay, so it's from a grade 10 to 11.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that? My mind was somewhere else.
You're fine. So we're looking at the clerk's budget right now. She has a grade change from 10 to 11 for her bookkeeper.
I'm gonna come back to this.
So,
She
yeah.
says in her request, it says the bookkeeper supervisor reclassification request. It says to reflect the increased responsibilities of the position. It's, she's an authorized signer on the clerk's bank account and certifications of deposits. manages financial functions for the office, responsible for creating and maintaining notes and documentation systems for all areas of the department, and will become part of the clerk's administration team beginning January of '27.
We're gonna come back to that,
All right, next you have the commissioners.
those guys, oh golly.
Any major changes or additional requests?
No.
I've got one question, and maybe this is for potentially Mark. At one point, we were looking at the legalities of the Hamilton Center donations and whether or not, because of salaries that were there being too high, whether or not we were required to make this donation. My understanding is we're required by law to make the donation.
Yes, I believe so, and from what I've heard, they have met the requirements, so they're in
In compliance.
compliance, yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve it as it sits. Thank you, sir.
All in favor say aye.
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 Budget is approved.
So next you have community corrections with their FICA perf insurance.
We need to come back to that.
Yeah, we'd like to come back to this one as well, please.
Okay. You have the coroner. No significant change there.
This is one, I have had a couple of conversations offline with him. If possible, I would like to have one more conversation before we proceed on this, if that's all
I
right.
agree with that.
All right.
Come back to that
We'll
one.
table this one. Thank you.
You have your circuit court next. This is going to be 3 of those grant positions that are added in here. You have your 2 RISE people and your mental health.
And they're asking for those to move to general fund?
They are, yes.
Are there any other major changes or adjustments?
Not to my knowledge.
Not the ones there.
No.
I would make a, are you ready for a motion?
Sure.
I'll make a motion to accept it, less the new positions, once again, falling into our, what I hope is our policy of no new positions this year.
We've got 2 new courts in here, you know. What do we do about that? Huh?
I don't have a solid answer for you. Is there, I know they've got.
These are
the-
grant-funded positions.
These are grant-funded positions that my understanding is that went away. They do have opioid funds that ultimately, if
They're
they,
running out of dough.
And they can't fund it no more.
Yeah, I'd be careful with those opioid funds.
Out of the opioid funding, if Judge Reddy spends her entire $250,000 this year, and if the mental health and RISE spend every dollar that was appropriated them, that fund will have $243,000 left in it. And I believe they took Judge Reddy's program and advertised it out of opioid and out of county general.
Yes.
Since that's something that they do every year.
So my humble opinion is, and there should be more opioid funds coming in next
Yeah,
year,
but we
correct?
don't know what.
We don't know what, no, I get that.
No,
So,
We-
right, so between the 243,000 that they anticipate having left over on the low end, and the fact that there may be more coming in, I would say,
We did
Give
just
the-
get a payment like a week or maybe 2 weeks ago. It was not even $100,000. I mean, it was like, I
Sure.
want to say like 40.
perhaps we give the judges a little leeway
I think
to.
we have to, because the new court, I mean, they have no funding.
Right, no, so I'm saying giving them leeway with the opioid fund, and they can choose to split it between, if they want to fund any one or three of these positions, they can. If they want to fund
They'll just have to
Judge
come
Reddy's project, they
And-
can.
And
No,
then
it's-
again, I'm going to tell you, like I told you last time, it's supposed to be the commissioners that have say over the opioid dollars.
Well, we could turn it over, even if that's correct, if that's the legal way that's supposed to happen, we could turn that over to them, and they can make the decision as to where to split that up.
So if it's not there,
Yeah.
get funded. Right?
But it's court-ordered, court-ordered, court.
No?
What's court ordered?
These are not court ordered.
What's,
These are for the,
What is Judge Sheehan's new?
no, this is for the RISE and the mental health.
No, but I'm saying, what is Judge Sheehan's new court? How is he gonna establish that?
I have no clue. I've not been updated on any of that. I don't know if Larry has, no.
So at the minimum, my humble opinion is, they're gonna have.
Approve this and then worry about that later?
Well, yeah, my opinion is they're gonna have opioid funds that they work, I think, close with the commissioners anyway. Between the commissioners and the judges, they can figure out how they wanna
I
distribute
understand that. I get it.
the opioid.
I will reach out, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe that's why, so what you're saying is, we work with the judges and whoever from these opioid funds, and then we would come to you to have those appropriations, like, ask for those appropriations, just like we've done. I think that's why they've come to us in the past to ask us, basically, if we would support them in their request.
Got it.
That's
So,
correct, yes.
I mean, we're good to keep doing that if that's okay.
Could we, what I'm saying is, we need to expect them to be back for another request.
I believe so, yes.
Right, and try to,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, try to be as fiscally conservative with that account as possible, because they're
Right.
gonna have to come to you for, if they wanna fund some of this, they're gonna have to come to you guys to do that.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so I'll stand by my motion to approve this as it sets, minus the new positions, and then if they choose to use opioid in the future, they can.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Council?
We want to put a lot of money into this.
So this does include the admin position. Nothing changed.
All right, so do you guys want to leave the admin position there, or do you want to just strip it out,
Strip it
and next
out.
year, whoever the president is does not have that?
Strip it out.
Strip it out.
All right, it's gone. I'll make a motion that we approve this less the admin position.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Look at us saving money.
I'm kind of, maybe I'm overthinking something, but when you go back to the courts,
Sure.
Judge Reddy, her program is also in there for the 250,000.
Oh, Yeah, no,
So-
it would have to be,
So I think you're gonna, whatever you're wanting to do with that,
so,
Is
yeah, we no
advertised
longer
in
have the
both.
ability to approve that.
well, it's advertised in both out of county general and out of
Okay.
opioid funding.
Can we
So-
reopen that? I'd like to.
Go back
can I-
to the courts.
All right, so I'd like to make a motion to modify the prior motion to.
Well, this will be for your 2, 3s, and
Same,
4s
yeah.
that they
Same.
approved the other day. They approved it all.
Oh, that was in the 2s, 3s, and 4s. All right,
That's where
so,
her, she's not in salary, she's in a contractual service line item.
so I'd like to make a motion to modify that, to remove.
Say what you're modifying.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to modify the request from Judge Reddy for, is it 250,000? To come out of general and instead mandate that will ultimately be up to the commissioners if they choose to pull it from opioid.
The request from Judge Reddy for $250,000.
The request from Judge Reddy will now, instead of coming to us, will go to the commissioners, and the commissioners will make the decision how much to fund there.
Now, in years past, they did pay $100,000 or $150,000, they did pay out of county general.
Yeah. So my humble opinion is we let that all go to the opioid fund and the commissioners make the decisions.
So
Okay,
will that
modify-
be included in the budget or no? Or will that be an additional ask down the road?
I would say that'll be, yeah, be an ask down the road. If the commissioners deem it appropriate, they will come to us and say, hey, we think this is a good cause and
I
we
just
should do
wanted to
this.
clarify that.
Okay,
Right, yeah.
you may not have $250,000.
If I could, do we know what that fund is right now, the opioid fund? Yeah.
I think you said 243 at the end of the year.
They spent by the year would be $243,000 if everything's, but.
Yeah, because I thought we
I'll
still
send
had
you
close
one.
to $1 million in there total.
No, the
With- with-
unrestricted's not been touched. The
Okay.
unrestricted's not been touched,
Okay.
and that
Yeah, if you can
has-
send that to me.
Yeah,
that'd be
I
great.
can send you an up-to-date of what they've spent so far
Thanks.
out of it.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to modify the court, the request from Judge Reddy for $250,000 to move that to go to the commissioners to request the money from the opioid fund. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. That was colorful.
Hmm. All right, what else do we have?
All right, so you finished council, so then we move on to the drainage board.
They've been busy these days.
Nothing major here.
No.
Make a motion to approve as it sets.
Motion on the floor to pass the drainage board budget. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes.
Election board?
Any major changes here?
We added 9,810 for poll workers, so that just made your dollar amount go up.
Okay. Is this the one where something about some people were paid hourly and some people were paid by the day, but because they were
Yes.
not paid by the day, they got paid less or something,
Yes.
so this offsets
Yes,
that?
And they leave at a certain time. and
That's
that-
the only
good all
change?
day.
Is that the only change that I'm seeing?
Well, they bought new equipment. and-
Well, no, for the,
Oh,
for the
you mean
ones.
Workers, yeah.
I make a motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion is approved.
You have EMA.
Any major changes here?
I don't believe so. They did overtime salaries at 7,500 is really the only adjustment that I'm seeing.
They actually had that prior, but it was just up in the payroll salaries, and we're trying to separate so departments can see their part-time hours and their overtime hours, so they can have a
Sure.
better look at what they've got left. So we're separating those out this year.
That's convenient for them, that's a good idea.
I make a motion to accept it as it sets.
Okay, motion on the floor, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
GIS. This is Scott Barber.
No major changes here?
No.
Make a motion to accept it as it sets?
Motion on the floor, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Harrison Assessor. No major change.
I'll make a motion to accept it as it sets?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved.
You have group homes.
I'll speak up on this one.
Let it rip.
It is my opinion, or at least was my opinion, that while we're still trying to grow the group homes, we should consider taking this down to one group home instead of two group homes. And then if and when it gets its footing back, then we look at reopening the second group home. And having heard a little bit just recently that Norm is expecting a $1 million grant, it's my understanding that you two believe we should give this a little bit more time before we look at cutting one of the group homes for now.
Well, the last I heard, he had 10 kids, did he? Does he? Mark, do you know?
I think
Yeah. And they can't be in the same house, the girls and the boys, right? Or
Correct.
can they?
The
Well-
boys and girls,
No, that's not correct.
That's not correct.
well,
Legally it is correct.
I don't think so. Go ahead, though.
I guess then I have to clarify, that was my understanding. It obviously makes it better to have the
I think
girls
I
and
agree
the
with
boys
that. I think it would
separated.
be better to have them separated.
And the numbers that he has fluctuates. I know when he came before a couple weeks ago, I think he was up over in the teens combined houses, so it does fluctuate. I would just advocate to continue both homes. I believe they're making a difference. And just, I believe that $1 million that he possibly gets would be to take care of the office spaces that are actually in garages in garages behind the facility on 6th Street. I've been in them. They're garages. They weren't made. They were just turned into office spaces. And foundations are sinking, roofs are leaking, everything. They need to be replaced. So I commend him for going out and looking at these grants. I think that's kind of tells a little bit about what people think of what he's doing. And I would just, this is kind of off maybe the subject a little bit, but without what he's asked for, as far as, I'm sorry, my mind's drawn blank, but it's not special purpose, but anyway, the money that he got, non-reverting funds. Without non-reverting funds, we'd have never updated these buildings. These buildings, to be honest with you, when I walked in them, you know, when we first talked about closing them, they were an embarrassment. So those are repairs that have needed done for years and years and years. So I would just, I guess, commend him for doing that, using outside money as opposed to coming to County General and asking for those upgrades, because they were needed, and this is a way that the Vigo County taxpayers aren't paying for that.
So I would love to hear your opinion on this. Is there a point at where we look at, and again, maybe further in the future, but is there a point in your mind where we say, hey, it no longer makes sense to have 2 group homes open because we're simply just not, we're staffing 2 of them in full, but the truth is we can only fill, not even quite fill 1. And so if that's the case, at what point do we say, hey, maybe we need to take a step back so we're not wasting taxpayer dollars?
Well, I think that you could look at, in the future, building a new building, possibly, that you're able to separate these folks and better, you know, old houses turned into group homes or they're just a money pit. They just are. So, I mean, I think you look at that, but from what I'm seeing, I mean, there's not any less need for group homes.
Well, and
I
I'm
know
not
that the
suggesting-
numbers fluctuate.
Right. I'm not
but-
suggesting getting rid of group homes. What I'm suggesting is, right now, we are funding 2 facilities, and we're not even filling 1 facility. And so, does it make sense to fund 2 facilities? And if the answer is still yes, at what point as a commissioner do you say, you know what, we've taken this as far as we can go, it's no longer justified, we need to condense this down and stick with 1, and if we grow it, then we look at reopening this one as well?
Well, again, 1 building, an up-to-date building would be better, more cost-efficient. So let's just hypothetically say we, some point, or build a new community corrections, expanded community corrections. That gives us this building up here that could possibly be used at a building that we already own, building that would be room to expand and things like that.
Sure.
And I'm not sure, you know, looks like he's good at getting these grants. Maybe that's an option if he does get this $1 million grant, as opposed to maybe building office building. Maybe we look at a new facility that is more efficient.
Okay. Do you I guess, and I know I'm putting you on the spot, so I apologize. Do you believe we reach a point at where we say it doesn't make sense to have 2 of them right now? In other words, let's assume we continue down the path of having the same 2 that we have. They're both money pits, as you stated, and one of them we are doing okay with. We can't quite fill it, and we could potentially separate floors and put females and males or whatever. But then the other one, we're just not having luck with and I shouldn't say luck. Thank God there's not kids that need that facility, right? But if there's not children that need it, does it make sense to keep funding it and keeping it open? You've got utilities, you've got insurance, you've got employees. There's a whole lot of expenses associated with the house that we're not able to keep even one of them totally at capacity.
Well, I think if you get to the point where you routinely only have 2 or 3 people in each one, then that'd be something to look at. I mean, I think that if you look back, that is why the commissioners at the time temporarily closed the homes, because there was a huge staff, and there were 4 total. At one time, we had 3 group homes, and the one on Gilbert Avenue was closed. We repurposed that into, now it's soil and water conservation occupy that building. So, like I say, if we get down to where we only have 2 kids in there, then absolutely, I think that'd be something to look at.
Okay. So, and that may even be going, this is me now arguing on your behalf, that may be going too far, because there's going to be times when there's only 2 kids in there, right?
There are going to be times there, but I mean,
That's
there
just
were
the way
also
it-
times like whatever it was, 2 weeks ago, where we had 13, 14 in there.
Right.
In both homes. I mean, and, 4 kids in a home, that maybe doesn't sound a lot, but, you got 4 kids and a couple, I mean, that can be, especially for kids that are going through trauma and everything like that.
Right.
Sometimes they need a little space, so if you're not double bunking them or whatever, I think that's a good thing. But definitely, we need to make sure that it's cost effective.
Kind of like I suggested we need to come up, I don't know if you were listening or not, I suggested we needed to come up with a way to quantify whether people get pay grade changes or stipends or whatever. Maybe we could come up with a way to look at this and say, here's the criteria that needs to be met for 3 solid months or 4 solid months, and if that criteria is not met, then we say, okay, we're going to, for now, reduce it down to 1 until the program is needed to have 2 again, and then we go back to
Well,
having 2.
I would think you'd want more than 3 or 4 months. I think you'd want a year, something like
We've
that.
had that.
At that.
We're over a year now.
Yeah, but I mean, you also got to realize that we closed it and had to
Right.
start all back over again.
Right.
And at that point, one house, I believe had to get accredited again, and that's why we're down to 1, and now we're up to 2. I think there's value in having both for sure. But again, if we go down to we only have 2 kids in both houses, then for a long extended period of time, I think it's something to look at. I think we're always looking at that, and we're always, we talk with Norm regularly and see how things are going and how numbers are.
One household's what, like 9 or something?
I believe each household could, probably the one up north on Rose Hill is more like 8, I believe. The one on 6th Street could handle 10. But I think they're limited to 10, I believe. Again,
Right.
I don't deal with it day to day.
Right.
I know what I talked, when I talk to Norm, but
Okay. All right. Do either of you have any opinions on this?
I got a lot of opinions, as a matter of fact. I know that's hard to believe. But, I was impressed when I went down to the 6th Street place to see it. It's quite remarkable what it's become, and, the kids are the primary reason that we have that place. What happens to the kids when we don't have it? Where do they go? These kids, and they're local kids. Those kids that were in there were local kids. But also, people are starting to call here and say, can we bring kids to Terre Haute? And the word gets around. So I have, I don't ever believe in a half empty glass. I believe in a half full glass. We would benefit by building the community up, to take care of people in the jail, to take care of kids in the group homes and the community corrections, and those are things I'm always going to fight for. I know I'm a pain in the ass, but that's just how I live. Those are the things that are important to me, the most important. And if we lose a little bit of money doing it, it's been worth the fight. That group home, my heart was so full when I left there. I thought, my God, I hate to give you credit for doing good stuff, Mark, but boy, you and Norm really put it together over there. That's a.
I would defer that to Norm. Norm, I was there, but Norm did most of this.
You put the wind in the sails, and it's terrific. Those kids had no home. They had no parents taking care of them. What do we do with those kids if we don't? Chris Ellis told me he had a summer job driving kids from here to other places to put them in incarceration because we didn't have any place to put them. That's not how you treat kids.
Well, and to that point, when they were closed down for a short time, there were, a dozen kids sleeping on the floor of DCS. I don't think that's acceptable.
It's not.
And I'm glad it's turned around.
Yeah.
I would say that there are not many departments in county government that are revenue neutral. And I think he does a really good job to being that program is close to revenue
He
neutral.
has some kind of a thing about how to get kids on the right track.
Yeah.
It's a gift, really. And I don't want to run your reputation, but Steve has a good heart. Well, I commend you.
Did you have something?
Yes, you
Oh.
do.
I was looking, but I do have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
The building maintenance, he was discussing how embarrassing it was. Is it better now?
It's terrific, yeah.
Is the maintenance for these type of buildings in the budget for each group, like the group homes maintenance? Or is it like a blanket maintenance and we decide how to spend it across the whole county?
I think
Is it
there's.
always funds for maintenance for these?
There's some of both, if I'm not mistaken. So, for instance, when they want to do maintenance on here, sometimes what they'll do is the commissioners, or usually Mark, along with Norm, who runs the project or the program, will come up and ask for some funds out of what they refer to as non-reverting funds. And so, non-reverting funds would be when funding comes in, because the state pays us funding for children that are staying there, X amount of dollars, I think it's 75% goes to the general, is that correct?
Yes.
Anybody? And then 25% goes to what's referred to as a non-reverting fund. And so usually what they'll come and do is say, hey, can we take X amount of dollars out of the non-reverting fund? And so in that instance, that's not costing the taxpayers, the local taxpayers, really any money, because they're using money that was brought in. Now, what does cost the local taxpayer money is that we are paying for salaries out of the general fund. So there are other pieces of this equation that the taxpayers do pay for. And so I'm all on board with, hey, we need to have the program. My biggest concern here is if we are not occupying both homes, does it make sense to fund both homes, or should we narrow it down to one home, and then if and when it grows again, we take it back to two homes? If we are going to start seeing children from outside of the community come in more often, and or other, I know there's a couple local programs that have said they're starting to look at it as well, then it may be more justified, and we're like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. We need to keep both of them open. So I'm just trying to be fiscally responsible without neglecting the children in the process.
I understand.
Yep.
It's a great program.
Yes, thank you.
I do believe that you asked for a year snapshot once they got going, and I do believe they put back into the county general like 1.1, 1.2 million from June of last year to June of this year, I think, what it was.
Okay. Is there a motion by anybody?
You want to make one?
I'll make one to approve it.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Nancy.
Just approve the budget.
So
Okay.
glad to at least have a conversation on it.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's good.
I hated to out you as being a nice guy, sorry.
I try not to be.
I know you too well. Okay, where are we going?
The next one is HR.
Any major changes or requests?
Not to my knowledge.
I make a motion to accept it as it sets.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 The motion is approved.
Next is IT.
I'm gonna arm wrestle you.
Any major changes or requests?
Not to the payroll.
Anybody have a piece of tape for Vicky's?
So I did talk to Scott just a moment ago.
Okay.
He's at a wedding.
These are his words. I could use another person, sure. It would help efficiency, but increasing money is more of a priority at this time.
Increasing money, meaning funds for his, okay. All right.
Can we
Yeah, he's
go-
wanting to get the PCs all on a rotation, kind of like the sheriff does with their vehicles. He's trying to get, there are so many PCs that are outdated that he's just never had the funds because he's using it for other things that pop up, like other buildings and that kind of stuff, so.
Not
You
to
know, I
mention
think
the
we need to
auditor's office
put-
keeps on
We need to put
adding
more money, we need to
stuff.
put more money in his budget to get stock ahead for him to have things that he needs.
Well, and it's also been a conversation that we feel, he feels, or would like to have, the ability to control the PCs in the
Mhm.
county.
Mhm.
Right.
I don't disagree with that at all, because
Me neither.
he's the man,
Sure.
so.
We've never really supported him adequately, or the department adequately. And I just, I mean, I think of, I don't know, toot my own horn, sure I do. They work their guts out. I
Yeah.
mean, these guys just work like dogs. I mean, they're like you guys. I mean, they're so important in keeping the whole county functioning.
Yeah, one, what is it called? If our system would get infected by a virus.
Oh, my God.
Hmm.
What happened?
It
before
did happen,
Judy-
yes.
Judy was here.
Yeah, it did
I mean,
happen.
it shut the place down.
And I will tell you that every conference we go to, there is a
Mhm.
thing specifically for that. I
Mhm.
can't say I've ever went to one of them, but it must be important or they wouldn't have those.
We had our business hit before, and we had to
Yes.
replace every computer in the whole building, yeah.
Well, it shut this place down big,
It
biggie
did.
big.
It did.
Yeah.
More than 3 days, and I'll tell you that, I mean, there was no transactions in the county, nothing, nothing at all. And, I mean, we've got to take care of these guys. It also, I was thinking about, just equipment backup for them to have. I mean, we need to increase that budget for them.
Yeah.
We do have the
Mhm.
funds to do that, and we need to make it happen.
Well, it's extremely important. I mean, when you think of the amount of information that goes through our computers and the sensitivity of all of it, I
Well,
mean.
since Scott has been here, I mean, it's so much more efficient, it's just, you call him and he's there, somebody's there to take care of what we need. And he truly does need another guy, and I hate to not make it happen for him.
Well, that may be a conversation, I don't disagree with you at all. That may be a conversation for down the road, but
Yeah.
I think his priority right now is simply having the ability to do his job financially.
Yeah.
One thing we did do, Steve, is
Mhm.
you'll see down there, anyone that wanted laptops or some type of computers or software in their budget in County General, we pulled out of their budget.
And moved it over to
And
here.
moved over here with
Wonderful.
locations, so he's not using his equipment
Right.
to pay for those things.
Right, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want a motion, or not ready for one yet?
I'm ready for it. I'd like to increase it.
Well, I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, he's
By
coming in
default,
front
by
of us.
default, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to accept it as it sits.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved.
The next is the jail.
Major changes here?
The only thing that we did was we pulled out the overtime salaries to a line item.
Okay. Everything else pretty much the same, or close to.
And keep in mind that we do pull out 2.1 million out of lit public safety and receipt it into County General to help
Offset this?
offset that, yes.
Mhm.
Did you say 2.1?
Look okay?
I'll make a motion to, did you have something? Oh, okay.
Well,
Killing
first
a
also,
fly.
some of
I'll
this-
make a motion to
Wait,
approve.
wait.
Oh, what?
Some of this stuff is reflected in lit correctional rehab too, so you need to make a recommendation of where you would like it paid out of.
All right. Clarify it to me one more time. Some of it's reflected out of lit correctional rehab, and the other is reflected out of
County General.
County General.
So you need to make a recommendation of where you would like these paid out of, if possible.
My humble opinion is if the money is in lit, we should take that first, but you guys are more seasoned than I am, so. I would defer to your opinions.
That's care of the patients and the inmates, right?
Yeah,
the
care of
lit.
patients, inmates, equipment new,
Right.
locks, video, and audio
Right.
out of 1233.
Continue to do that.
1233.
Yeah. And that's what we did in the past,
Yeah.
correct? All right, so I'll make a motion that we continue to take it out of lit 1233, providing A, it's legal, and B, we have the funds to do it.
So the recommendation would be, and I'm just trying to help,
Yep.
that care of patients and inmates, equipment new, locks, videos, and audio would be coming out of 1233 lit. And then you would probably make another recommendation for the rest of it to be approved out of county general,
Another recommendation, what?
to come out of county general. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would that be two?
I guess I'm not tracking.
So you have three different things that would come out of lit 1233.
Right.
And county.
So, you're saying I need to make the motion separate? I can't just make a motion to accept this as it sits?
Well, yeah, because it's right there, it's written beside it, lit 1233.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the
So-
county
But it's
council,
also-
it comes out of the county general.
So, if it encompasses it, what I'll make a motion is to accept this as it reads, the ones that say lit
Yeah.
1233 to come out of lit 1223, providing it's legal and the funds are there and available to do it with. Does that encompass what you need?
It's fine by me.
Okay. All right.
All in favor, say
Aye.
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 Okay, motion is approved.
You have juvenile court next.
Any major changes or request?
What is the contractual services that went up from 61 to 79?
Looks like cell phones,
Cell phones?
$3,600.
Cell phones, mediation, evaluation.
It's a lot of cell phones.
That is a lot of cell phones.
No, the cell phones was only 3,600.
3,000.
Okay.
The rest of it's for mediation and competency evaluations of the juveniles that go through the juvenile court system.
And if it ends up not being used, that's not something that can be transferred somewhere else, it would just go back to the, okay. I'll make a motion to accept it as it sits.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You didn't, we made a motion, is it a motion accepted?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear you say that
Motion was
part.
approved.
I didn't hear you say, I'm sorry.
Just speaking in pig Latin.
All right, what are we looking at here?
Juvenile corrections.
This is where CASA was asking for one full-time employee. It's a grant position.
It's got cooties written all over it.
Any other major changes other than that?
Your insurance went up, but that's just because it would be a full-time employee. We always advertise higher, so it's at the family rate. If you employ it, yeah.
If you're ready for a motion, I'll make a motion to accept this less the new employee, so minus the new employee.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Dang it.
Next is the prosecutors. This is going to show his full-time deputies to be moved to a base salary of 90,000.
Who's gonna tell him no?
I guess
Who's
that'll be
telling
me.
no, Steve?
Yeah, I'll second.
Now, hold on.
We have to treat everybody the
Because
same.
we have to get a public defender, you know.
And then I would say just keep in mind that with us moving them to 90,000, if you guys approve that, the public defender's salary base is also 80% of that, so their salaries will go up as well.
Okay. So I will make a, are there any other major changes
Now,
here?
Hold on, how come they're getting one?
I'm not. I'm gonna make the motion minus it.
I
I mean,
believe,
you guys can vote for it.
I'm not.
Okay, so then,
I mean, how can we do this? If nobody else gets anybody, how can they get in anybody?
Well, to be
You're not
fair,
giving anybody one.
the reason why he was asking for this, and I'm not
'Cause he wants it.
advocating either way, I'm just letting you know what he told me, was because they were having a hard time keeping these
Well, if
people.
somebody leaves, they got a vacancy. I mean, I heard him stand there and say.
I'm just letting you know, I'm just,
Mhm.
you know,
Wasn't that why we gave them a raise before, because everybody was leaving?
I
And
think
I'll
it
tell
has
you-
something to do with what other
What other
counties, or
counties are paying.
what they can make in a private situation versus,
And other counties are paying more than we do, and it's the truth. I
Yeah.
can't believe how they pay that, but they don't have as many as we do.
yeah, I just wanted to give you that clarification of why he's doing that, but I understand your position, and you've held true, so that's,
yeah, I mean, my humble opinion is we treat every department the same.
Yeah.
If they find a way to offset it in some way, but this would be almost impossible in this
Well,
situation
why bake
because,
sales?
because it's not only all of them, then it also impacts all of the public defenders. So, the other thing is, you know, the other way I don't know if this is a possibility, but I think they have like some positions that are they like trial,
Yeah, trial
but
deputies.
those.
They're not having trials
But
either.
they're not having trials, so, you know, what if they were to get rid of some of those positions and then take some of those funds and apply them? I don't know if that's legal to do,
Well,
I'm
have
just
their
throwing
trial
ideas out there.
deputies do it.
Or have other deputies do, trials when they, all right, nonetheless, I'll make a motion to, are there any other major changes on here that I'm missing?
The only thing we did, we pulled out the part-time salaries to keep track.
I'm sorry?
We pulled out the part-time
Right,
salaries
right, right,
from,
right.
that's it.
I will make a motion to accept it less the raises.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Get him on the phone, tell him Steve wants to talk to him.
So then next you do have the public defenders, and that's reflecting the increase as well. And they also asked for a public defender position.
Why did she say she wanted that? Because they busy?
Yeah, so they were having a hard time. My understanding is they were doing contractual where they were bringing people in from out of the county. They're having troubles getting people to come in from out of county to do that. And so they want to do away with, my understanding, if I remember correctly, they want to do away with the contractual portion and bring in another part-time defender
For-
to help offset that. When I explained to her that we were not creating new positions, she came up with a solution that she could fund it basically herself. And she was willing to take funding. One, 40% of it is coming from the state. And then two, which left, let's just call it another $60,000. She was taking that out of one of her other funds, one of her other requests for funding, so that the county would be a net neutral on the new position. If that is in fact still the case, I can get on board with this particular instance, but
is that reflected on here, though?
I don't know if it is or not.
I don't know about anything about reducing another line item.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think we
so,
received that.
so maybe we need to table this, get in touch with her.
Just give her a holler, just cause a holler.
I think what she is saying, if I'm understanding you correctly, Steve, what Gretchen said was, if you give her a new employee, 40% of that will be reimbursed by the state.
Right.
So then you're only funding 60% of that position.
Right.
The other 60%, she would use one of her other funds to cover that. Is that what?
I don't know if it's that she was using that fund to cover, or if she was reducing that fund so that we could then,
But what about the insurance?
It's
That-
all
that-
included.
that-
She
that was
gets
all
40%
included.
back on the insurance also.
yeah, the whole thing was included in it.
And I will say that I had to look at the county.
Do you want me to see if I can
general-
get her on the phone?
I had to look at the county general revenues yesterday, and they
I have
brought
the number.
in like they're 40% back from both their programs. Their misdemeanor pilot and their county general, they brought back into county general like 1.5 million.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey. Okay, we are in a budget meeting, and we've gotten to your budget where you requested the new position. Can you refresh my memory? I know 40% was coming from the state.
Part-time. We lumped it together.
Mhm.
Yeah, I asked you the other day because you didn't do, because they're paid to $18 and then $20, but we didn't make another separate line item, or like an object number. Yes, there wasn't another object number for me to, so we just combined the two.
Right.
My paper's over there.
Okay, and then you were reducing another fund somewhere so that we could fully offset this, and I don't remember what fund that was. Mhm.
We're having problems a lot transferring over to Gateway. I don't know. So she could do it. So she's on the phone with and also
Okay, so some of this is above my head. Can you simplify it and tell me where we would take the,
I don't know if the 2.0 did it or what. I don't know.
contractual is 300 series, yes. Six, right, yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, but Miles, she's talking a while, that's, I would think we'd trust them more than over somebody, another auditor. It's possible.
Oh. You're right.
Well, we're gonna talk about that later.
Just kind of let her do her thing. I didn't realize that it wasn't up.
Mhm.
Because I wanted to ask, I just wanted to ask to,
Okay. Okay.
I don't wanna hear about it right now.
If I repeat this, can you just correct me if I make any mistakes? I'm gonna repeat it to everybody sitting here. All right.
Listen up, everybody.
All right, I'm gonna put you on speaker, okay? All right, so what she has said is 40% is coming back from the state. There's another 11% that comes back through Title something or another.
Title 4E.
Title 4E. But in addition to that, in contractual services, that's where they are currently paying the contracted individuals to go back and forth, that is currently at 62,000. They would no longer need anywhere near that 62,000 because they're no longer going to be hiring someone to contractually to travel back and forth. So if I understand you correctly, this offsets the entire salary. Is that correct? If I understand.
Well, I'd have to, they would be able to tell you about with health insurance and all that, but what the final cost would be, I can't remember off the top of my head, but and I just wanted to explain to them that the Title IV money, I put a line of 30,000 in there, because that isn't always all used for CHINS and TPR, the contractual. It's also used when you have multiple people arrested for a murder or a dealing, and we're conflicted out because so many people we've represented for our witnesses. So we have to leave something in there in supplemental. You have to put something in general. You can't put all of contractual in supplemental, because by law you have to supplement, not replace. So we'd have to put some base amount in there. So as a safeguard, I put the 30,000 in Title IV-E. So if whatever you would need to justify the expense of that, I don't know what the actual cost would be, but if you needed to, how much you would need to take out of there to justify what the cost is that you're spending after you take the 40% out and consider the 11%. Does that make sense?
Copy that. Thank you so much for all your help, and I'm sorry to pull you out of court.
Oh, that's okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, bye.
Okay.
All right, I'm surprised she answered my call.
Yeah, in court.
Yeah.
Now that replaces a deputy that is leaving. Is that correct?
The contractual.
It replaces the contractual position that she currently has. So currently, they're spending close to 63,000 on people coming back and forth. Instead of doing that, they're hiring somebody that will be stationed here more or less. And that individual, 40% of that, because it's now a permanent position, 40% of that the state is picking up.
Got it.
And then the other portion of it, she is doing away
She's
with.
crocheting
Right.
and things.
So
she's taking it
is
out.
that something you all understood?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Got it.
You have a question?
Did you say that was a part-time position?
So I don't know that it's,
I don't think it's part-time.
It's before.
it's full-time, it has benefits.
It's a full-time, okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
All right, so, do I need to modify anything before I make a motion, or can I accept this as it is?
Accept it as.
All right, I make a motion,
Wait a minute.
yes,
She'll want to cut her contractual services.
okay, so,
Much we need to,
She's probably gonna need to modify this.
You want the specifics?
well, I mean, she's gonna cut the contractual because you get an employee.
so,
Right.
so,
Not much to cut, but-
so in the interest of time, should we go ahead and cut it right now? Or,
I'd say go ahead and approve it right now, because we can always.
and then go back and cut the
Yeah,
contractual?
make a note here that
Okay, that we need to go back, all
We
right.
need to find out what it. We need to find out how it's gonna play out.
How much we
totally.
need to cut out of
Yes,
contractual.
yes.
All right. So I will make a motion to accept this as it stands.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved.
I will say that this number does include that 80% based off of the 90,000, so.
Okay, all right, let me
Modify.
modify. All right, so
Sorry.
thank you for pointing that out.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'm going to make a motion to amend the motion to approve this for the public defender to accept it as it sets, less the increase due to the offset, had there been an increase on the salaries due to an increase of the prosecutors. I hope that's as clear as mud.
Perfect. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Suit you, Devin?
Thanks for clarifying that. We're actually not making bad time, are we?
Thanks to you. And Nancy.
Yeah.
All right, this is Purdue Extension.
No changes here, correct?
No, not on salaries.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to accept.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
Next is the recorder, and there's no significant change there.
Make a motion to accept as it sets.
Motion on the floor,
Aye.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved.
All right, we're gonna go back to the sheriff because now we're looking at his Series 1.
No way to avoid this, huh?
This is where he was asking for 2 new deputies, and then we separated out his overtime.
All right. I'll be a part of this conversation, but I will not be voting.
You know, when we built that new jail, Judy remembers this. It seemed like such a good place to put it. Then we had deputies traveling back and forth, bringing prisoners up to the jail, and then no place to put them up here, and then the deputies had to go back and get more prisoners and back and forth and wearing out the vans. It didn't turn out to be such a great place for a jail. Penny wise and pound foolish.
Here's my input on this. Not that anybody asked, but I'll give it anyway.
Well, Sarah.
First and foremost, I will not be voting because it's a conflict of interest for me. But I'll give an argument both directions. The argument against it is we have consistently said no new positions, and we have stuck with that, and I don't believe we should be treating different departments differently. The flip side of that is, if there's any department that truly has been put into a position that they could not have anticipated in any way, shape, or form, it would be the sheriff's office, due to the fact that West Terre Haute PD closed, or basically turned into a town marshal as opposed to a police agency, got rid of 3 of their officers. And as a result, that creates a couple of issues. First and foremost, there are less officers to patrol that area, which means deputies are making some of those calls. And secondly, is that the officers over there, in speaking to Sheriff Fell, the officers over there, on occasion, were backing up his officers on their calls and, in the county from time to time. And so backup was a tad bit closer. They no longer have that luxury of backup being there, and not only do they not have that, but they also have the added threat, or not threat, but the added obligation of answering calls that are now in the city of West Terre Haute as opposed to just in the county. So there is no question that is a tough position to be in, and quite frankly, I'm glad I have a conflict. Have fun.
They just need them, that's all
Yeah,
there is now.
they do need
just
them.
need 'em. So that is the exception to the rule, for sure.
And I feel like we need protection. You know,
It's
Sure.
Nancy's neck of the
It's,
woods, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
at least with one anyway,
Mhm.
it would help,
Well, 2
It's
seems to
an
be
exception, I
the
think.
required number, so I can't argue with logic. What else we got in here? Anything else that stuck out in your
Nothing else sticks
radar?
out to me.
Yeah, looked like it pretty well was reasonable request. So with all that taken into consideration, I'll entertain a motion to pass this. If you'll make a motion.
do you think the sheriff's office could do that with one officer, or do you think you'd need both
I
of
don't,
them?
I think. they
I
have
truly
them
don't know.
too.
That'd be a
They-
question directly for the sheriff.
I talked to him, actually.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah, they think they need to.
I will say at one point, he did mention 3 to me.
Well,
Okay.
And then
they
reduced
have
it to
have
2.
I mean, they have
Yeah.
to have somebody, one guy can't do it all.
Well, I
Motion.
make the motion to Accept it.
So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okey dokey.
All right, next you have soil and water.
Any major adjustments or changes here? Request?
New
Not that I
bathing
see.
suit for Brandon.
I'll make a motion to accept. He's been making some good videos. Have you seen him?
He has, hasn't he?
He's
I
a,
love his
he's a
pictures.
ham, in case you didn't notice that. He is perfect for that job.
Yeah.
He is.
Absolutely
He,
perfect.
he's making a video the other day where there's a snake on the ground next to him. I was like, no thanks.
Oh,
He saw one and then he saw another.
It's like, oh yeah, they're all over.
He loves it. He totally
He
loves
does
it.
love it.
And nobody could be more suited for that job. I have to say this, he's weird.
But he's like,
I love him.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor of his budget, say aye.
Aye.
It passes.
All right, so your next one is surveyor. This is where you do have a grade change for the GIS coordinator.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that really needs to be a budget.
If there's ever one that I would say, this is the one where it's the guy that does the
Oh, yeah.
maps and stuff.
Oh, that's a biggie.
If there's one that I would say should have it, but I would say this is one that you have to table so that we can come up with a policy and fit the criteria. That's just my humble opinion. Do I think he
We
has
should have
shown
made
the
an
ability?
exception to the rule.
Right. So, again, that's gonna be
proves
on,
that- That proves that you're a nudge.
well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
And don't they have to have certification, if I remember right?
No.
Note on that?
They don't
Okay.
have to.
All right.
They just have to be smart enough to do the job, so he's gonna be gone in 6 months, and then you'll be doing that job.
Mhm. It'll be Pac-Man on the screen. Again, one of the things I had suggested at one point was a stipend for anyone that takes care of that website, whether it be him or someone else. So if it happens to be him, great. If it happens to be Judy, then it's Judy. If it happens to be Larry, then it's Larry. Whoever it is that has the knowledge and the ability, because now we're not hiring an outside firm to do that. If it happens to be an employee, then maybe that stipend kicks in. That's one of the things I had suggested in the past. But again, it would be nice to have a clear-cut policy so that we know when, where, why, and how we're going to
IT would
apply.
be logical.
So,
Yep.
do you want to table this, or do you guys want to move forward with it?
I think we need to give him something, because he needs to be
I
compensated.
don't
for the
disagree, I
moment.
just want to be able to justify it, so we are asked, hey, how did you justify this? Why did we treat any one individual differently? I would like to have that answer, because.
Well, the answer is because we said so.
Okay.
Yeah. There's favoritism in it, Vicki.
Well, I mean, we have to address it at
We
this
do have
point
to
to keep
address
him
it.
here. Until we get to the point where we've got enough brains to address the salaries.
We're gonna meet again, aren't we? Are we gonna meet again?
Nothing's scheduled as of yet.
I mean, I think there's no question, we're probably gonna have to
We
meet
have
again,
to
aren't we?
meet again. We
Yeah.
have to
So
meet
you
again.
wanna table it until then, till we
I-
figure out how much and?
Can we table it and come up with
We'll table
a clear
this.
policy as to
Okay.
how we're approaching a grade change and a clear
And
policy as to how we're gonna approach a stipend? Let's come up with that, decide what criteria has to be met, and we apply it equally
And
across the
you see,
board.
this is why, when you make a wholesale policy, no pay raises, then you have this situation, then we've done hornswoggled ourselves, because we got a guy here who.
Clearly deserves it. No,
Yeah.
there's no doubt about
Yeah.
it. Clearly deserves
So
it.
we ho-
Just
we
trying to
hope that-
justify it so that we can say,
I
this is why we did it. Otherwise, we are playing favoritisms, and we don't wanna do that.
Let's do that.
Right.
Table it until.
All right,
Okay, well, we're gonna table the surveyor.
all right. We'll take a survey of the surveyor. All right, what's next?
Title 4D.
Anything here?
It's the same.
Payroll looks like it's raised, is that correct?
It looks like it. I don't have a note as to why.
Anybody else know why?
No, because it looks the same.
Should we table this?
That's fine.
Table and come back? All right. Lynn, are you learning anything today? Me too. Every time I come here.
All right, this one is Title 4D Court. And this one's the same as well.
Okay, make a motion to accept it as it sets.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion passes.
Next, you have the treasurer.
Did this go down because you pulled out part-time or something?
I did do that.
Oh, but it's still down even below that. For either 423 or 428, depending on how you want to look at it. Less 10,000 is more than 377. Anybody know why?
Maybe they were bad.
Do we need to relook at that? All right, let's table that one, please.
That's weird.
That it went down? Yeah, probably just a typo or something.
Yeah.
You have the Veterans Office.
No major changes?
I don't believe so.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
All in favor say aye.
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 Victim Assist.
Again, there's a slight discrepancy. It's only a couple $100, so I don't know that it matters, but
Well, it does matter though.
69,162 versus 69,443. Huh? Okay.
Didn't they just have a couple of operating expenses go up a little bit, $1,000 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Travel
on,
expenses.
this is on
Salaries.
salaries,
Yeah, oh,
though.
that is on salary, yeah.
So just for my education, because
Same.
I truly try to understand when I don't understand things, what would cause that to go up by a couple $100?
Yeah.
Their longevity.
Copy that. So, in
Yeah.
case Michael wasn't on,
Yeah.
longevity was the answer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I make a motion to accept.
Okay, motion to approve. All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, motion passes.
Thank you for clarifying, Judy.
Next, you have the voter registration.
Any major changes here?
I pulled out the part-time salary, so you'll see a difference in the 99,000 versus the 150 they had last year.
Okay. Make a motion to accept.
Motion on the floor, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion is approved.
We did weights and measures.
And then we come back to weights and measures.
That's the one we've got the guy asking for.
I thought we were, didn't we already do this?
I
You
thought we
did the 2,
approved
3s,
it.
and 4s. You're just looking at
Yes.
his salary now. Did we do
Oh.
it as a whole? I didn't think so.
And that is, all right, I make a motion to accept.
Okay, motion on the floor, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved.
And that goes with county general,
Do what?
and that is county general.
We needed like a trumpet, Larry.
I'll work on that.
Thank you, Larry.
Perpetuation, yeah.
There's also the adult probation DOC, but is that a
They
grant?
don't have it anymore. No. The grant got cut, that's what she doesn't have there.
Great, sounds great.
Perpetuation.
Give me 1 second. Right. So for clerk perpetuation, this one, we just pulled out the part-time salaries, so you'll see 50,000 for payroll and then 33,000 some odd dollars for part-time.
I'm sorry, will you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, we separated the part-time out from the payroll, so that payroll number is gonna be a lot smaller than what you see for the total from this year.
Motion to approve or accept?
Okay, motion for clerk's perpetuation to approve. All in
Aye.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
is approved.
All right, the next one is crime control.
This one is a grant,
So we don't,
so whatever is not, when they run out of money from the grant from this one, they end up going to his other fund, 2501,
Mhm.
which is infraction deferral, and payroll will switch it from this fund number to another fund to take care of the rest of it. So
Whose request is this, Judy?
this falls under Rob Roberts and Terry Montesset.
Rob, okay.
Yeah. This is a grant for victim assist.
Okay.
you said infraction deferral picks up the rest? Okay. What? Yes.
I'm gonna apologize, my mind was distracted for a moment.
Okay, this was the victim's assistance, a grant, and when it runs out, it kicks over.
When it runs out, it kicks over.
It's from Rob, and it's from Rob Roberts.
What does that mean?
When it runs out of money,
When
then
it runs
payroll
out of
shifts
money,
it over to
it runs
infraction
out-
deferral.
It's a grant,
which-
and when it runs out, it just kicks over. It's an employee. He's got it covered.
When we run out of money for the grant, then it goes over to infraction deferral, picks up the cost, which infraction deferral
Which is his
for-
program.
Yes,
Copy that.
court fees.
Has anybody made a motion yet?
No.
Motion to approve?
Okay, motion on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, motion is approved.
All right, now you have Cume Bridge.
No changes here? I'm sorry, that was a question, not a statement.
No.
Doesn't look like it.
Motion to approve?
Okay. Motion for on Cume Bridge, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion is approved.
I'm gonna step out for just a moment.
All right, next you have engineering. This is where Larry has asked us to move his office manager from the MVH fund to this engineering fund, and then his permit inspector from 35 hours to 40 hours. So there is going to be an increase on that budget.
Okay, he's just moving funds around. Okay. Okay, and then, see, I need a motion to approve on this.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved.
I know, sorry, I'm trying to. I'm sorry.
Hey, where'd you get that blueberry shake, little missy? Oh.
It's disguised.
Aren't you the
Sorry.
smartest girl in town?
It's just so it doesn't leak all over my papers.
Good thinking.
No, Brady just spilt everything.
Now I'll be wanting a blueberry shake all day. No. I was thinking how you get those blueberries through a straw.
Have I missed anything?
Engineering. No, we approved the engineering. Larry moved a couple of.
Engineering, we approved, we
departments.
moved the office manager from his fund MVH to this fund, and then the permit inspector from 35 to 40 hours.
Okay.
And now we're moving to health.
No major changes here?
Did she request her?
Looks like there's a couple.
Yep, fours. This is where you guys decided to do away with the grade fours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So this would be, it's just I think there was like 2 or 3 people it impacted, and then one was a grade change to a 7, I believe.
I think we didn't object to that, or did we?
I have a question. What does a grade 4 pay? What does a grade 5 pay? And what is like a grade 6 pay? I mean, should we, I'm asking you this, should there even be a grade 5? Like, should grade 5s be gone as well?
Grade 5 is your custodians right now.
Mhm.
I'm not sure who else.
Is it a livable wage? I mean,
We probably ought to take that whole little element out of there.
Yeah.
What thing?
Devin's on it.
Sorry. Okay. Ask me your question again, sorry.
I'm trying to figure out where the salaries fall for a grade 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so at that midpoint rate, at a grade 4, you are at 36,579.
You don't have to say the change, just ballpark it.
I round up.
Yep.
Grade 5, 38,956. Did you ask for a grade 6?
Sure.
Okay. Grade 6 is 41,488. And a grade 7, 44,184.
Let's brainstorm this and talk out loud.
Okay.
A grade 5 was 38, and a grade 6 was 41.
41.4.
Okay.
Plus food stamps.
I mean, should a county employee that's working full-time ever be making 34,000 or 36,000 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That, I feel like we should do better as a county. That's my humble opinion.
That's what I've been trying to tell you when I want to try to raise people's pay up.
Well, we just don't want to raise your pay, that's all.
Yeah.
I can kick your butt too, I got a ladder.
How many, this may take more research. How many 5s and 5s do we have in the county currently?
How many?
Mm-hmm.
I know that the custodians are 5s.
Okay.
There's, it's 38,956. I don't know.
I was thinking we moved them to $20 or $22 an hour last year,
Who?
and we raised part-time to $18 an hour, is that correct?
We did raise part-time to 18, and I don't know.
I know we moved up, I know we moved up custodial. I think it was 20 or 22.
Mark, do the commissioners have an opinion on this? And I know you've not had any advance warning to even think about it.
I was doing some multitasking. What is up for discussion here?
So what we're talking about, we have people, we as a board decided or as a council decided we were doing away with grade 4s, that was just too low of a grade level that you can't make a living, can't survive on that.
Okay.
Just now I brought up the fact that I'm not even sure that a grade 5 or even a grade 6 shouldn't be, right now the lowest now is a grade 5. My question is, should everybody be at least a grade 6 or maybe even a grade 7? What were you?
I haven't had a chance to look at that. I'm not.
So a
comfortable.
grade 4, just to fill you in on what I just asked them.
If this rate,
I just don't think everybody should be a 5.
Right.
I thought everybody should be at least a 6.
Everybody should be at least a 6, yeah.
It's pitiful, I'm telling you,
So,
people are having a hard time getting.
A grade 5 was like 36, a grade 6 was a 38.
38.9 is a
No,
5
grade
and
6 is 41,488.
41.488.
A grade 6 is 41,
Yes.
and a grade 5 is 38,
38,956.
yeah,
Per year?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I would just, if you're asking my opinion, I still believe that you implemented the Baker Tilly study. It took us a couple years to do that, and we got everybody up to where they belong. And I would advocate for at least a 3% raise for our employees across the board, so that we don't fall back down. So that would be my opinion on pay rate.
Mark, would you object to like a 5% in as much as inflation's what it is, and like these baselines for low for some of our employees? I mean, it's low.
It is. You
So-
know, I will leave that up to you guys on the amount. I advocate, again, at least 3%. I mean, inflation's been running higher than that. I just think what we would do would be get right back into that same situation where we're not able to attract employees because everybody else is raising their pay. So
They are. It's fine. I mean, we're
I believe
low.
that that's my opinion. I mean, 3-5%, I believe our employees deserve it, and we can do it.
Okay. That wasn't actually the question.
I
The
know it
question is the
wasn't.
lowest
I know
grade.
it wasn't, but I can't see that, and as far as the pay grades, I haven't studied
But I
that
do
enough, so.
agree with him, though, that Baker Tilly that we went off from, you know what I mean?
And that was years ago.
Yeah.
Started,
Yeah.
what, I think it started before I took office, which would have been in 22.
ago.
At least.
They started doing it in 2019.
Possibly, yeah. It was a
That's
long
correct,
time
Judy.
coming.
And they did give like 3% here and there.
Yeah.
But I do believe Kevin Gardner.
We've not
Kevin
been
Gardner's got the
increases.
best resource for that. He's kept up with it, and I think we are like 2 or 3 raises behind
You know, we
every
gave
year.
a raise and thought
Yeah.
we were big shots. And
to
and
get
we
it
didn't
back
do-
up to
Yeah.
market value. But Kevin Gardner would be the person to inquire on that,
Yeah,
because he
he's
does
very
keep
sharp.
up with
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
When you get into grade 6s, you're affecting offices too now.
Yeah.
Treasurer's office, they all make 6s over there unless they're in a specialty
Okay, all
one.
right. So right now, our lowest is a grade 5, correct? Okay. All right.
What are the maintenance folks making, the ladies, what are they making?
They are a grade 5, which is 38, almost,
Yeah. 38.9.
30.
38.9.
38,966 or something like that.
56, 38.9. We can discuss that, I think.
I'm asking Jordan right now to see if she can give me some clarification on that.
Okay. All right, what's next while we're waiting?
Sorry, I don't know where we left off with health. I do want to,
Where we are.
Oh, this, okay, that's what started the whole conversation.
that, yeah.
sorry.
This was, I make a motion to accept this as it is, because this did include taking the ones that were 4s and doing away with a 4.
So let me just point out just real quick, so I did talk, it doesn't affect this one, but it's in her 1161 fund. So she's got 2 other people who are grade 5, her peer recovery coaches, but I believe, if I understood, they are grant-funded positions? It's,
That is a grade,
okay,
1161 is a grade.
okay, but they are technically a grade 4, so she's fine with leaving them as that grade 4, not moving them up. Just because it's a grant-funded position, we don't set their salaries, so it will reflect on the salary ordinance that they're a grade 4. I don't know how to address that, but
I
just.
see what you're saying. So what you're saying is we have to have a grade 4 because it is a grant-funded position versus a,
I don't really know grant-funded positions, I mean, that's,
We can't do anything about that, it is
Right.
what it is.
she
Right.
does set it.
That's just a technicality.
That Fund 1161 is state money, but I believe that Joni would be the one that sets the salary for those. So
Ooh.
if she wants it a 4,
I have those numbers. Pay grade 4 is $20.10. Pay grade 5 is $21.40. Pay grade 6 is $22.80.
okay.
Sorry, I have that right here, if I knew that's what you were looking
Oh, I'm
for.
sorry.
All right.
No, I wasn't here, so I'm sorry.
So, understanding that she has, or whoever it is, has a couple of positions here that will stay a 4 because they are grant-funded.
not this one.
Not this one, but somewhere else, right. So I make a motion to accept this as it is.
But
Yes,
this
sir.
comes out of the health fund, right?
1159.
Yes, out of her fund.
Yes, sir.
Hearing those numbers, your question was if we should raise pay grade 4s to 5s? Yes, absolutely. I don't know why anybody in our county government would be paid at a pay grade 4.
Okay, thank you.
Motion on the floor to accept this health department. All in favor say aye.
I have a quick
Aye.
question for you,
Well,
sorry,
okay.
just to clarify. So she had 3 positions that she was asking for. So 2 of them go from a grade 4 to a grade 5, but then she's got 1 from a grade 4 to a grade 7.
Yeah,
Is
we
that
had
what you
approved
are?
that. I think we had.
I feel like we did, I don't remember why or
We
how.
approved that, though.
Okay, I'm just
We
making
approved
sure.
it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't remember the details on that.
Yeah. Okay, so all in favor say aye.
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 Health is approved. Okay. No department. All components, all departments.
What is this?
This is a group home non-reverting. So the only thing that's gonna be reflected in your salaries is his house manager stipends.
So I will defer back to what I said prior is we need to determine what constitutes a stipend before we
You
appropriate.
guys gave this to him.
Last year.
Yes.
This year, yeah.
This year.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, does that mean that it goes forward no matter what? Or does that mean we figure out how and when, why we do stipends?
I was just letting you know it's not new.
Okay,
It's already in there.
Yeah.
I don't believe you can take it away.
all right, then I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion on the floor for approval, group homes non-reverting, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion's approved.
Are you on highway now? How your book is? Okay. All right, so you'll see just a slight decrease in this one because this is where you removed your office manager and put her in the engineer.
This is pretty cut and dried, I think.
Is this the one where I was gone for the other half of it?
Yeah. And I'll be
Yes.
driving you.
That's actually good, I have all of them together. 530, 531, did it one for like?
I can, do you want me sorry, I can separate them by location. You want to do location? Okay, give me 1 second, I'm sorry. All right, so first is the highway administration, location 530. This is where we remove the office manager to the engineering fund that you guys have already approved.
I mean, it's fairly cut and dried, right? I mean, it's just operation.
Motion to approve?
Okay, motion on the floor to approve. All in favor say aye.
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 This budget is approved.
Okay, location 531 under highway.
Why did this one go down?
Don't have a reason for
No,
that.
this is just, no
The
big
salaries
deal.
went down.
No.
What is that?
I said I don't have a reason, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't I can look into it.
Should we check it before we approve it so we're not shorting somebody, just in case?
No, we'll figure it out. We can come back to that location.
Okay.
And the next one would be location 532, construction and reconstruction.
Same thing, this is down quite a bit. Down $100,000. Should we table?
Yes.
Is Larry
Okay.
here?
Well, I think they're saying this is probably less of a question for Larry, more of a question just to double check numbers and make sure.
We're gonna,
Those numbers
yeah.
decreased,
Okay.
because if nothing else, they should have increased it to account for
Well, that's what I'm
raises
saying.
and
I mean, so who would know?
We would, Morgan, and, yeah, we had to look at the 144s and see
Okay.
where the number came from.
So, just FYI, the first, I don't know how many that we did, I didn't personally look at both numbers and compare those two. So I wasn't, if there were any discrepancies, I might not have caught them on the earlier ones. I have been watching them
I
since.
always look at them.
Okay.
We'll go back to, not here, but I mean.
Right. Okay.
So the difference is an adjustment on the budget from last year, from this year. Is there-
What happened there?
Well, from what we adopted versus the total budget, there was an adjustment made.
I guess if there was an adjustment made, is it an adjustment that's going to have to be made again? And if so, should it be included?
We need to look at it further.
Okay.
Juvenile Justice Center, non-reverting.
Anything major here? Wow, group insurance went up quite a bit, didn't it?
Is this the one that we just came back from, though? That we asked more money for?
Yeah, we just had, money for the insurance, because they changed.
Their person?
They've changed their person they were being paid out of this. The person only had.
Oh, yeah.
Only had employee, and the person that they put in there is
Mhm.
employee child, so that's why we had to come back for an additional the other day.
Okay. And then discrepancies, probably longevity or something of that nature. Motion to approve.
Motion on the floor, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
So this is Joni's other fund, 1161.
Okay, so it says stipends went away in 2026 due to midpoint, so that's the reason for the difference?
The
Decrease?
Yes. But this is also where she has 2 of those 4s, grade 4s.
Copy that. And you feel that between the grade 4s and the stipends going away, looks like we're going down roughly $50,000, $55,000. Does that sound like it should be correct? Or is that something you'd like to look into?
It's okay?
No, I think we ought to look at it. I think we need to look at it.
Okay, we'll go ahead and table
Go
it then.
back.
Thank you.
All right, Fund 1219 is Parks. This one, you're gonna see just a slight decrease because we did pull out his overtime and his part-time. So they're on 3 separate line items instead of all bunched together under one.
No other major changes here?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Budget is approved.
Anybody else having issues with their phones today?
No, I haven't. It's probably CIA after you again.
Probably.
All right, next is Parks Other Fund 1179.
This is where the Griffin Bike Park manager's paid out of this one.
Not seeing anything major here, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, motion to approve.
Okay, motion on the floor. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, so this is reassessment. We have, did you say Harrison?
Yeah, no,
Just Harrison and assessor, it's,
no, assessor 8, you go page 8, that's Kevin.
It's for what?
the first one has no location.
Okay, well, then,
It is Harrison.
One second.
you have three departments that use this fund. You've got that use reassessment, you've got the assessor, you got Harrison Assessor, and then we use it, but not for salaries, we use it for our tax system.
So I have Kevin's pulled up now, there's no location, so I'm guessing that 8 and 13. Okay, so yeah, it's his. So this is Kevin's.
Why is it down? Table?
That's fine.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm okay with not. I'm asking, not telling. Yeah.
We need to definitely see
Okay.
where those numbers
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you
The
doing?
why?
I didn't enter, we didn't enter it.
No, but it was,
Go back and look.
it was based off the 144s though, so we'll have to go back and see.
We'll go back and see. So the next one will be the Harrison assessor.
Well, that's what I'm saying, there's no locations on them.
Or on any of them?
Well, I don't believe so.
Okay,
Let's table all of them.
Disregard.
It doesn't look like,
okay.
I don't think it was split up, so that could be, I don't know.
All right, so we'll come back to all this.
Yes.
Okay.
1189?
So much for reassessment this year. Recorder perpetuation.
Recorder perpetuation, 1189.
So this one, we separated the part-time out into its own line.
All right, no major changes? I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion on the floor, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Sheriff's Bell, 4009.
And you have the sheriff's cell before you. There's no change.
Motion to approve.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The other one is Veterans Court, 9108. But that has to be an adjustment.
Yeah, it was an,
Adjustments, that's
yeah, okay.
That's it. On the ones,
That's it?
and then the ones we've got to go back and figure out why that number is looking like that.
Did we do adult probation? Adult probation, the supplement? Did we do that? There was some last year, I'm
I
just
think
asking.
it's cold in here.
That's why I was.
Okay.
That's over grants.
Okay.
Say one thing real quick. In reference to the 3% cost of living, and I think somebody mentioned 5%, which that's obviously y'all's decision. The numbers that are reflected in the salaries could accommodate that.
The what?
The numbers that are reflected in the salaries, the proposed numbers, would be able to sustain that. Because
Meaning because you're.
we marked it up 10%.
10%.
5%.
5%, sorry.
You can always go up, you can't come back down. So just because you guys said no on some of these positions, we'll bring it down now to reflect those numbers, but full council can, can override that and say, no, we want them to have that position. And it's already reflected because we advertised up here
Right.
for that.
Gotcha.
So even though we bring it down, it can be changed up until adoption because we did advertise like we were supposed to.
And I do want to clarify that I have made a commitment to all of the department heads to get them a copy of their budget before it is presented to full council for adoption. So if you can give me enough time to do that, I would be grateful.
Sure. I'm just stretching.
Oh, it's totally understandable.
Are we off?
No, we're still on.
Oh, we're still on?
Mm-hmm. No, it looks like we're done because we're standing up, but I'm just stretching. I was trying to get my phone to work. I'm trying to check on,
I think the only thing,
cold.
One of the other things is gonna be the lit ones that we need to look at, but that's gonna take a couple hours to look at.
Do you want to take a lunch break and come back, or what's
I
your
cannot do
pleasure?
that.
Yeah,
Now,
he can
you
only do
guys
till
can, but I
noon.
just won't be able to be here for it.
Yeah.
I would like to,
Go ahead and get you some.
Is there another day that would work for the three of you?
Yeah, I can do,
we got more work to
Get
do.
in there and figure it out.
I'm happy to come back.
I'd like to come back.
I'd like
Later,
I'd like to
another
see you
day.
again, yes.
Thank you, Steve.
Fill in the love.
What about a week from today? Or,
Can we do anything sooner?
huh?
Can we do anything sooner?
Monday?
Monday.
Let me look Monday.
I got Friday open.
I might turn my phone off.
Friday, no, I cannot do
We've got
that.
Lau coming Monday, so
Okay, 20th.
I'm only here Monday and Tuesday next week, but I don't have to be here.
Hello?
Well, I'm still waiting for my phone to come here. Come on.
is there an opportunity for Friday if,
I cannot, but that doesn't mean that you guys cannot.
Well, I can't tell you because my phone's still not coming
Okay.
back.
Uh,
Oh, it's back. I'm back.
Next week I can do Monday, Wednesday. Let's see here. Monday, and even at Monday, I have to cancel, I'm having a bathroom installed, so I'd have to cancel that to do it.
I can do Monday. Cannot do Thursday.
is that the payroll?
Did we say Wednesday does not work next week?
Wednesday don't work? Not for you.
I'm off.
I think I have CIB.
Coming Wednesday, I'm off. I could be back in town to do Wednesday afternoon, but then I'm on vacation.
What about Thursday?
How about the 31st, which is a Monday?
I would like for her to be here because she's
Are you
first in
back
the.
on the 31st, Judy?
When are you back?
I'll get back after Labor Day.
Which is,
How about the 2nd? Are you back on the 2nd?
well, she's not here.
And you've got to present the budget as well.
When will you be back, Judy?
I won't be back until after Labor Day,
When?
that Tuesday.
Yeah, she's back on the 2nd.
Could we do, just a thought, maybe 1 to 3 Monday?
I can.
This coming Monday?
Yeah.
I thought somebody else said they're not available.
Well, Lau is gonna be here, but they're coming at between 9 and 10. They're not gonna be here that long.
Monday, 1 to 3, you say?
Yeah.
Can you do Wednesday?
Monday, the 24th, you want to do 1 to 3?
I can do that.
I can do it.
I can do that.
I'll check with, Tammy to make sure this is available or what we can do.
I mean, we can do it in a different, we're doing
We're in
the,
the conference room, the
Yeah.
mayor's conference room as well. I mean, the commissioners. We'll do the members, what the heck?
We'll go back and look at these funds that we had questions on and see what the answers are. And have that ready also. And then maybe we'll have more answers from Samantha on the
1 to
lit.
3 on Monday.
1 to 3 on Monday, all right. And
1 to 3.
if I needed to go later, I probably could, so,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and same here. It just, I
Okay.
didn't wanna stretch y'all out.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, you've seen us stressed out before, it's not pretty.
I think you handled it pretty well.
So are we done today?
The
Recessing?
Vigo County
Coming back?
Council
Huh?
budget.
Are we coming back? Oh, you can't come.
I
back.
can't, but you guys can if you want, that's up to you.
I think we'll probably just do Monday. Is that all
Yeah,
right?
That sounds good. You want to leave it then.
The Vigo County Council budget.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Whoops. Stand by. We have a star approaching.
All right, I just wanted to say, I was a little behind because I was busy this morning, so I was watching on YouTube. On mine's not just a grade increase. It's also a title change and just job description change. It went from a GIS technician to now being a GIS coordinator. So I wanted to clarify that. I'm just not asking for a grade raise or anything.
Okay, so you're actually
Did we get
changing a
copy of-
position.
I'm changing
Yes.
that position from GIS technician to GIS coordinator / deputy surveyor. And with that, given the salary increase that should go along with that job duties.
Understood.
Okay?
You guys received a job description change. It's in your binders.
Okay.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
for
I
letting us
didn't
know.
want to,
No.
I know you guys tabled
No,
it and everything.
appreciate the clarification.
But I just
Thank you.
wanted to make sure that
And
you
we'll
was
be
aware
back
of that.
here on Monday at 1 o'clock as well.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you,
All right.
thanks for clarifying that.
All right,
Looks
thank
like
you.
Mark's got something too.
Not sure if this is public comment, but I just wanted to say something that I think would make the Budget Committee happy here. As you know, the jail completion or project, jail demolition is done, and we're just tidying up a few things. But we will be returning approximately $900,000 to the Special Purpose Lit Fund. That's where that came out of. Also, I believe that you, once again, are giving us around $300,000 for demolitions of properties throughout the county. And I appreciate that. I will say that we had lofty goals of demolishing probably 36 properties this year. Because of our aggressiveness, some of these people are doing these themselves. And so we'll probably only do about 14 or 15. Another part of that also is that some of these folks continue to get continuances or whatever. But we are making a difference in that. So what I'm getting to is we will probably, we encumbered a lot last year. We'll probably return a significant amount to that fund, probably in the neighborhood of 200,000 by the end of the year. And just another note, we did pass an ordinance that when we do demolish these properties, that instead of it just coming from the taxpayers, we will be trying to, we will put it on their deed, or we'll have the auditor put it on so that when that property is ever sold, that will have to be taken care of first.
Be a lien
So
on- a
anytime
lien
to
on that.
demolish properties, yes.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
just
Thank you.
wanted to give you those positive comments on what we're doing to help the budget. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the Vigo County Budget Committee will stand in recess until Monday, the 24th of August at 1 p.m.
Thank you, Vicki.
Thanks, Mark. Since Scott's not here, do you want to tell Noah, John, I don't know, that we're done? Okay. I don't have their information, sorry.